Joe Cortez here with fairbutfirm.com. This past weekend from Atlantic City, they had a little tough weather there again. And not only tough weather, but things were cooking inside the ring where Sergey Kovalev fought Cedric Agnew. Cedric Agnew, undefeated, great boxer, good puncher, but Kovalev is somebody to reckon with in the light heavyweight division. The Russian came to fight and show the world that he is one of the top light heavyweights out there. Let me tell you, he proved it again Saturday night. The guy can punch with either hand. He put Agnew down in the early part of the fight, and Agnew has never been down in his career. Put him down again in the later rounds with a hard jab to the stomach. It was like maybe a shot to the rib because Agnew didn't get up for a couple of minutes. He was on one knee there just in pain. So it goes to show the power of punching that Kovalev has. He is somebody that I think is going to be considered one of the pound for pound best fighters out there for a simple reason. He can take a good shot and can really deliver a good one. So Saturday night, Kovalev showed the world that he is for real. A year and a half ago, people didn't even know who he was. He was fighting small fights, had a couple of fights out in Florida, then decided to make some bigger moves, stepped up raised the bar to a better competition. And we're hoping to see maybe Stevenson with Kovalev one day. But again, you got the networks against each other, so that may not happen in the very near future because there's been some changes there. But let's see what happens. I think the fans are going to want to see Kovalev fighting Stevenson in the very near future. On the other card, you had Thomas Dulorme from Puerto Rico, undefeated. As a matter of fact, he had one loss. And he showed that he can box, he can punch. He took on Kurtis Mayfield. Kurtis Mayfield sounds like maybe a singer, maybe a rapper, okay? Kurtis Mayfield. And maybe he should go back to singing or do something else because he didn't show too much that night. Yeah, he's a strong fighter, very aggressive. One thing I didn't like about Dulorme was that when he got up against the ropes, he would stay up against the ropes. I don't know if he's thinking that he can get a better rest against the ropes, but he should spin out of there and stop taking those punches that he was taking, unnecessary punches to the body, to the head. It's so easy just to, when you're fighting a guy, just to push him a little bit, spin out, and keep out with your punches. He wasn't doing that. So, but Dulorme looked like a promising junior welterweight. I mean, his body looked like a middleweight. Tall, great physique. He can punch with either hand, take a good shot, but I think it takes him about 2 or 3 more fights before he can start thinking about going to the championship level. I know his manager, his promoter, is thinking about moving up for a title fight before the end of the year. I think that would be a big mistake. If you want to go in there to fight for the title, go in there knowing that you're ready for it. I think by the end of the year, he's still going to be a little bit green. He got held back a little bit a number of years back when he was with Coro people back in Puerto Rico, but now he is ready to raise the bar, but still fight 2 or 3 more top-notch fighters before considering a world title fight. But we wish him the very best. Puerto Rico needs another world champion. You have Danny Garcia right now, and he's the only one from Puerto Rico as a world champion. So Dulorme may be the next world champion. Let's see what happens in the near future. Coming up April 12th, here in Las Vegas, Nevada, you have, again, Manny Pacquiao, homeboy from the Philippines, who's looking really, he looked pretty decent when he beat Brandon Rios recently. What can I say recently? I think it was in December. And, he didn't have the spark of the past. He looked okay. He was moving. He was throwing good punches, but I saw him with an interview this past weekend with Timothy Bradley, and I could see in his eyes when Timothy Bradley was looking at him face to face and telling him, Manny, you are a great fighter, you are one of the great ones, and you're a great person. I mean, he spoke with respect, but told him, I personally don't think you have it anymore. You're a legend, but you don't have it anymore. And Pacquiao was just looking at him with he didn't know really what to say. He was like, well, And but Manny Pacquiao is a gentleman, first class all the way. He's very humble. And hey, everybody loves Manny Pacquiao. I mean, I think he's one of the greatest fighters that ever lived. But, everybody has their day. And I think that Timothy Bradley's time is right now. He's at his peak. And he beat some tough fighters in the last couple of fights. And Pacquiao, beat Brandon Rios after coming in from that knockout defeat at the hands of Manny Juan Manuel Marquez. But I don't know if Manny Pacquiao really has it for Timothy Bradley. I think Timothy Bradley has his number. I think Bradley, when he beat him last time, was a highly controversial decision. Timothy Bradley feels like he beat him. And I think that with the confidence that Timothy has now over Pacquiao is that he saw him get knocked out cold. And when a fighter gets knocked out cold the way Manny did, a lot of guys say, I can knock him out as well. When Mike Tyson was, I'll give you an example. Mike Tyson was undefeated, the best in the world, and he was, everybody feared him. Just by looking at him, these guys were getting, a punch that was thrown at, these guys would go down without even getting hit by Mike Tyson's punches. And when Mike Tyson got knocked out in Tokyo by Buster Douglas, you know what happened after that? Mike Tyson was never the same because all of the guys said, Buster Douglas, who was not considered a top-notch fighter, he was just a mediocre fighter. He was a 40-1 underdog. It knocks out Mike Tyson. All the confidence of all those top contenders raised their confidence level. And this is what happens with Manny Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley said, this guy got knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez, whom I whipped his butt for so many rounds. He says, if I did that to Marquez knocked him out, you know what I want to do to Pacquiao. So that's what's in the mind of Timothy Bradley. However, he may be in for a big surprise, because Pacquiao may still have a little spark of the old flash. You never know. But we're looking forward to that fight, April 12th. I think it's going to be a barn burner. I think it's going to be something that the fans are going to really appreciate, seeing if Manny Pacquiao truly still has it like he says he does, or does Timothy Bradley raise the bar to be recognized as one of the top fighters in the boxing game today. So we'll see come April 12th. Talk to you next week.